what's up, Slip? How you doing, man? Wasn't really expecting anybody to stop in or much. Haven't been streaming or anything lately. But I need to start getting sharp again. I still can't use force feedback yet, but I can't stay out of the rig. I gotta get back in. Not super fast out here, and I'm definitely not good with this car. So I figured I'd just give both a good smashing today. Woo! What have you been racing, Slip? Welcome in. Good to see you. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Just gonna run some practice laps today and just try and this race B so far. Nice. Just try and get back into the to the swing of things. I haven't been able to use force feedback, and really not even supposed to have been in the rig for at least 10 days after my surgery. That was a terrible shift. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's all I'm gonna. What's up, Toad? Busy looking up at the chat. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. Just out running some practice laps. Don't think I'm gonna be able to race today. I tried getting into some lobbies earlier this week with no force feedback, and it was just a terrible mess. So I need to spend some time out here and let's get my chops back up, basically. That way I'm not out here wrecking people on my rank. I've barely got any of my B left. So if I don't get out here and put some times down, then I'm never going to get it back up. Exactly. That's why I'm doing this. I gotta get the rhythm back. I watched Dan dissect this thing 2 days in a row, so I kind of know where I need to be. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should have started my second account like that. I've got an alt, but I use it to race with a buddy of mine who's still getting better at the game. So I try and keep my rank and my points about the same as his, so that we can end up in lobbies together and work together. Last week at Dragon Trail was super fun. Oh shit, that was terrible. But I would love to have a Eclipse into 5th through that. I would love to have a UK account. Enjoy time with your family, bud. We will catch up with you later. Thank you so much for stopping by. First half of the curb, way wide. Let's just wreck it. Bang. Ouch. try. I should probably throw a ghost out here. I'm just getting a feel for the car, and it's actually what I'll do. Let's put some sort of a ghost out here. So, yeah, I've got some plans, Slip. I haven't told anybody. A couple of folks, I've asked a couple of opinions, and trying to get just all the logistics worked out, trying to build a Discord. But right now, I want to start a different type of a race school. Not really a school, but training classes. So right now what everybody does, Led and all those guys, is they get one-on-one with you and they teach you where your race lines are. They teach you where your braking points are. They teach you everything you need to know to be able to be fast on track, and they get those time trials right. But what I'm finding is that even if people are super fast at quali and time trial, when it comes to getting into lobbies and into races, they're afraid to go side by side with people for two reasons. For one, they don't have the skill to do it without ruining someone's race. Or two, they're afraid of the person next to them not having enough skill to be able to do it without ruining their race. So I want to open a lobby that's specifically designed for training, for practice. So I'm going to get some A's that are willing to come in and not race, but to go door to door with somebody. And what I'm going to do is I'll have sign-ups, and I will assign somebody specifically to an A, and we'll get out on the track, and all they're going to do is run door to door and practice. They're going to get on chat. They're going to talk back and forth so they can get direct one-on-one directions, some support. They know exactly what's going on live as it's happening, and then as everybody feels comfortable, then we can get it into it faster and faster, running through the track that way. And so I just kind of want to take my real world experience and bring it here and see if we can't get some folks more comfortable. Have a bunch of really good lobbies. Yeah, this account, I have a hard time keeping my B, so I'm just not super fast. But I will always do my very best to keep my S, and to keep my S full. I'm proud of that, no matter what. It's hard to do on the lower lobbies. My alt account, I have to sacrifice positions and DR. I'm not going fast at all. I'm just to keep that SR up. But that type of training will pay off later on when it's more natural. Oh man, I need to put my shoes on. My socks are sliding all over my pedals. Dang it. Well, thanks. I appreciate the input. There's going to be a lot of work, a lot of logistics to work out to make it a viable plan, but I got nothing better to do. I want to find some way to give back to the community. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Steve? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping in. I'm just running some practice laps. I've got my force feedback turned all the way down on doctor's orders, and just trying to get back into the swing of things. I have not tried the NSX. No, I haven't really I I haven't really run the Citroen before either, so I kind of figured I'd give it a shot. It seems to be meta. Not that that sways my influence. I usually don't care what's meta. I usually just drive a Porsche and deal with it. But I need to get better with other cars too, so that's another part of my getting my chops back up. And as you can see, I'm not super fast over here. You guys are quicker than me. I'm quicker than me. Barn door is my alternate. I got 57. Yeah, I do see the NSX up there a bunch. Oh, it was top here a minute ago. These guys are going back and forth, getting the times. And Bella was up there first not long ago. Yesterday, he was first. I like the G70. I was using the G70 last week and really enjoyed it out there at Dragon Trail. See, I put all this time into this stupid livery for the Citroen. Now I just want to keep it on the track. Oh man. Let's see. I'll give the NSX a shot. Do I have one? That's a question. What brake balance are you using for it? Wow, okay. Completely opposite from the direction I use. Oh boy. I'll get a feel for it. I should have just left it on level and see what it's like. I've got two different driving styles. Man, whew. It's a lot different than the Citroen. Get the hang of it. But TT in the right hands can be quite a weapon. Out of the Audis that I've had to drive, gotten to drive it in real life, the Audi TT was my favorite. We get to do autocross with that in the parking lot. It was day one of training at the Audi school. And those little things are freaking super wicked. Man, they just launch so fast and so hard. It's a dang good time. I mean, there's something to be said for the sound of a V10 with the R8s, but let's see, Dan said something about... Hey. There we go. That's the other one. Sweet. Now I'll be able to find you on the scoreboards too. Help keep track of where you're at on your adventure from the bottom to the top with your GR4s. What am I doing? I'm backing out. I'm gonna grab that Citroen again. I'm not feeling this NSX. What am I doing? I'm grabbing the I-bender. Let's go. An unexpected... Oops, that's not the button I want to push. That's the button I want to push. And so what are you guys up to this afternoon, Dan? You taking care of Mrs. Salty? She taking time out on the couch? Yeah, same here, Slip. Dang, Rob has been getting fast lately. I mean, he's been fast, but shoot, he's been top of the list for the last couple of weeks. And then I've got me down here. So that was my goal today, was to just try and get sharp again, move myself up a little bit closer. I did all right last week. Actually, I want that ghost. Well, okay. I'll give it a shot. Let's see, where is my... I keep doing that. We want that one. But that's all good, man. At least you're on the list. You're not just sitting by looking at the list. That's what I was doing today. I was sitting here looking at that list. I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta at least try. Let's see if anybody back here. We'll see. A little bit slower ghost, a little bit of a different line. +3. Where were you putting the brake balance on the GTR, Dan? I'm more inclined to go with that more level. Woo! Wow, it's a lot more responsive than that Citroen. Yeah. To link them all up to my PlayStation. I've had the T300 since COVID. I got it in 2019. And it's been running strong, still doing good. Back then we didn't have Moza. And Vanatech was still just kind of getting going, so everything was still super expensive through them. And it was hard to get anything at that point too, so had to order mine. I waited 3 weeks to get it in, and it's been one of my best friends ever since. And I have it hooked up to some random no-name rig. It's got a bucket seat, which is really nice, but the way that it adjusts is like the whole seat slides on a post, a center post, and my wheel is on a center post as well, so I have a pole that runs down between my feet. so it makes clutch work a little bit difficult. But it's never really bothered me. It's never really stopped me from racing. And I don't make much money, so I can't afford to upgrade my rig. So I'm glad that this particular setup has been so solid and worked so well for me for so dang long. Right now, if I upgrade anything, it's my computer. And my computer's running on a... Oh man, that cut that way too early, threw me off the line. And my computer's running on a shell that my buddy built. He's a programmer, and it's just this old touchscreen that I use for some of my art, so I just haven't gotten rid of it because I've got it for my art. Yeah, he had to build a shell for it just so it'll run Windows 10, and I can't run much for sound off of it. I definitely can't put Windows 11 on it at this point, so next upgrade is gonna be my computer. I have a case and a power source. I got a buddy at work with a 3080 that he's gonna give me for a good price. We are in the same boat, Slip. Exactly, yeah. I've got to make these S-turns. But yeah, I've got an old HP Compaq 8000 series touchscreen. What's your wheel setup, Slip? I recall you just got yourself a better wheel recently. No OBS. My technical skills are greatly lacking, so I'm going to wait until I get a 248. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait to start the adventure on OBS until I get a computer set up and running. I'll be able to put it on this thing, but it'd barely be able to run it. And I just want to get all that set up all at once. I'm not certain I'll be running a camera, and I'm more focused on being able to do more with sound since I'm going to be doing commentating, but I also want to be able to find a way to do voiceover stuff without interfering with what I do it. What's up, Pickle? Good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by. I should probably find out how they're doing it and then go and get what I need to do it, rather than getting a bunch of stuff to do it and then figuring out how it goes. What you making? Oh, I'm making mistakes. They're not for dinner, though. Alright, now I think I'm going to move that brake balance a little bit. Southern fried chicken wings. That sounds excellent. build anything big or special. That's for dang sure. That's why like a 3080 is going to be all that I'm definitely going to need for sure. And then, like I said, I got a buddy who's he's a programmer. He's a network admin and such for a company down in Texas. And he's got some gear for me too. So he's got some cool cooling system and a case and power source and all of that. And then I'm going to get from him here in the next month or two. Get that graphics card for my buddy at work. And that'll be most of what I need. Most of the harder, more expensive stuff to get right now anyways. These dang graphics cards are getting more and more expensive all the time. Alright, I gotta pay attention. I'm not even trying. I'm just out here driving around and chatting. Having fun. I want to get a good time though. Dan's going to come back. Milo's going to be clean. I'm still going to have the same time. Can't be having that. I'll disappoint Milo, the gentleman driver. I think I'm feeling pretty comfortable with it now though, so I'll be able to pay attention to what I'm doing here. I think I'll be able to get some. He's stopping. Whoa, I think glided over. He's stopping later on that one there. Apex on that. Stop at the board. The GTR. All right, let's do this. Right here. Third. That. I heard you saying that on your stream too. Spend too much time trying to analyze a corner. You're like, fuck it, just jump in. And there's definitely what's going on here. I need to. Yeah, see, oh! The GTR does some sliding around when I hit the brakes like that, though. Let's go back to the level brake balance. I definitely know. I definitely know I'm losing time on the last two corners. Also trying to use force feedback for the first time in 10 days and the holes in my stomach are starting to hurt. But today's the first day I'm not taking any meds either, so that was just no turning. Ooh. got on the gas way sooner. Okay. It didn't want to grip once I lost it. Let's see. Coast just before the first last for the back. Dab the brake again to settle. Okay. I'll give that a shot. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. I need to change out the spring on my brake. I think it's still a little bit stiff right now. I like the stiff response, but I can't always feel when where I'm at on the brake. Seeing is slow in fifth gear. I can't feel my left leg below my knee. Oh yeah, that's way better. Way better. More control. Should have shifted earlier. So sometimes I will race with just I prefer to race in just socks. And if I'm only racing for a little bit, then absolutely, but my heel gets tired after a while, gets sore. Okay. Yeah, I know in the Citroen, he does it in fifth gear with just throttle control. Later on that brake dab. And fourth. Oh, I wish I could say I don't miss those days slip, but I miss life when I was healthy enough to do jobs that required boots. Yeah, my right foot got crushed underneath an ATV. My boss rolled the ATV. He got thrown from the top. I was in the passenger seat. I got tossed and the roll cage landed on my foot. If it weren't for the steel toes, I probably would have lost the whole foot. But yeah, I crushed most of the bones in that foot. And the skin on the top of the foot went necrotic. So the top of my right foot looks a bit like a zombie. And then the left foot, since I've had 3 spinal surgeries, doesn't really have much blood flow. I don't have really much of a calf on the left or anything like that. So that foot is just, wow. Most of the time it's just purple. It just means that we've done stuff. We've been out there. I spend way more time leaping than looking, and I don't regret it. That was a terrible turn in. All right, let's focus. I was in the wrong gear. I wasn't even paying attention to where I was at. Holy crap. Have a good night, Dan. Appreciate you stopping in. We'll catch you later. I'll try and catch you on the stream tomorrow, but I go back to work tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be able to see any of it. I definitely won't be able to show up on the track. I wish I could, but I'll have to send Gary and his family my regards. Tell the wife I said hi. I hope she's feeling better. Catch ya. I broke way late on that. Have a good day back. I'll go back knowing I got a good lap time. I won't quit until I get at least a 57 out here. Not gonna happen like that though. Yeah, what do you do, Slip? Rubber and steel toes. You doing concrete or? Oh, nice. You doing installation? On the finished side of it, doing it like new build installation or are you in the shop? That was a much smoother run. Oh, excellent, excellent. On the smart side of it. I should have stayed on that side of things. long time ago, back when it was still the thing to, oh boy, I lost all grip in that. Didn't want to turn, didn't want to do anything. I was learning CAD back out of high school, but that was back in the early 90s. Never did anything with it. That's the way to do it though, man. Learn a trade. I've done all sorts of stuff. I don't have any one trade, so I'm kind of stuck not making any real money because I'm not good enough at any one thing to make any real money at it. I started to, but I had my first serious car accident when I was, dang, dude, I took way too much. When I was 21, and it kind of took me out of the trade I was learning then, which I was learning concrete roofing at that point. And so I went into retail. I did retail management for a long time. And it's a soul-sucking, worthless jack of a job. And yeah, so I did that for a while, and then I worked for a company. I was manager of 5 different children's shoe stores, and they got bought out by a major company. I ran the business into the ground and turned it into internet only. So after that, I swore I would never go back to retail. So I've done some other odd jobs since then. I've spent, track operations. I've done security. I had done media and marketing. I had done VIP liaison. I got to drive Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, Daniel Ricciardo, all sorts of drivers around, getting into their meetings and autograph sessions and all of that. And then got into track operations where I was out fixing safety barriers and everything like that during the week, and then during hot tracks we would go pull cars out of the catch fence and out of the Armco, and I'm not doing good at all. I gotta pay attention. It was absolutely super fun. I worked extremely long hours and loved every last bit of it. The work was really hard, super physical. Some days we were just out there busting holes in the track to replace bits of the curbing, or some days we were out having to put up the 200 concrete blocks that it would take to put up the pit wall. F1 doesn't have a pit wall. WEC, World Endurance, all those guys, they use a pit wall, so you've got to grab the forklifts and go put the giant blocks up. And all right, here we go. Enough chatting. I'm going to put in a lap now. Maybe not. It would just start off terribly. Too early. Man, I want to cut that corner, but it just washes you out too wide. It's a completely wrong angle. I've got to come around the backside of it a little bit better there. better brake point out of here. Flat, nice, nice. In, back out. Oh, I wanted to do that so bad in fourth. So far that felt good. I'm going to run fourth out a little bit longer to see if maybe that helps with the this fifth gear lag. On the gas. Still, that was better than last time. Come on. I tried to shift there, but it didn't go. I hit the paddle shifter and nothing happened. I had to go down to my bump shifter. Dirt on the tire didn't work. I don't see how he's cutting that corner so hard. I've yet to be able to do that without getting that pin. I might go back to trying the Citroen again just because I like the gearing on it. I like the control of this thing better. It feels a lot more stable, but it just seems like it hits the gears at the wrong spot. It wants to shift into fourth on hills. It's having trouble. Again, I just tried to shift and it didn't go. I put in a couple of laps the other day with the G70. The other day, not even Monday, when it first dropped, because that's what I was running out there at Dragon Trail. But I think the weight of the G70 is a problem for it out here. There's so many momentum corners, and that by the time you get to the end of the race, your tires are just squealing hot. Give me my controller. Dang it. Is that the only one I got? Yes. I thought I had a livery for this thing. Oh, I did the wrong spot again. I love the 155. Normally I love the 155. It felt a little bit nerfed here this time around. Definitely could have hit the gas sooner out of that. Yeah, the 155 is definitely on my list of favorite cars. The way it handles, the way it sounds, like everything about it in this game is awesome. Oh my gosh, this thing is definitely takes a little bit more of a heavy hand on the steering. Yeah, I've got a really cool black and gold Castrol livery that Ozzy did for me for my 155. He did two versions of it. I've got a clean one and one that's all covered in mud. The new Elantra is freaking super quick, man. It is one of the best front-wheel drives in the game. That thing out dragging trail. Oops, how did I get a penalty? Anna the Yas. Let's see. Yeah, brake balance to the front on that one makes a big difference. Come on, drop down. Yeah, lots of tire squeal. This thing is a bit heavy on that. The worst time of that corner. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gran Turismo is really hit or miss with the, mostly hit, but, yeah, some of the cars just don't sound right. Most of them sound amazing. But then when I hear, like, you watch guys driving PMR and stuff, I'm all like, oof. Oh, man, that exhaust note sounds better than most of what I've heard on Gran Turismo. What are we doing? We're changing the car. We're going back to the eyesore. I just want to race. Yeah, the turbo sounds on the new Elantra are freaking awesome. Alright, we'll go back to this now that I've put some time in some other cars. maybe I can do better with this one now. Oh, come on, make it. Back down to fourth, hug the corner. High five the marshals, hit fifth and go. Yeah, see, that last sector felt way better in this car than it did in any of the others. As I put in the 57 that Dan was requesting. Ooh, I was busy looking elsewhere. Look at that sky. This game is gorgeous. This is one of those cars that I feel falls a little flat on the sound. In the headset it sounds okay. Got through my stereo. Oh, that was terrible. You might be getting to be lunchtime. How long until you're home? I got nothing to do but work on lap times today. Lap times and laundry. It took forever to get to sixth. Minutes. I just want to be able to pull 2 or 3 tenths somewhere and then find out how to do that consistently and then find another 2 or 3 tenths and work on that spot. Way too early on the gas. Woo! All right. Well, I hate to do it to you, Slip, but I'm gonna go get myself some lunch. It's almost 1 o'clock here for me. I am getting hungry, and I got to take my my antibiotics. So I appreciate you hanging out with me, though. Trying different cars and stuff. I'll jump back on in a bit. Maybe we'll run each other into a daily, or I'll start a lobby. We can do some more practice. But I hope you have yourself a good day, and I will catch you later, dude.